So
All right, hold on.
Sat
Let's
Chat's
just,
27.
yeah, a year. What has happened in a year? Well, you got,
We got to start off with the price, right? The
yeah,
price,
it's 90,000. Pretty spot on 90,000. I'm looking at it right now.
and
$90,023.
last time we came online, what was it?
42, you said?
Like yeah, 43,000. That was in December of 2023. Fucking crazy. Um,
I
a
guess,
lot has happened since then,
yeah,
huh?
I'd say the main things are Trump being president, Trump being shot,
Yeah, yeah, that's like a minor addition to
100,
that
yeah,
story.
100K,
100K Bitcoin, which
100K, and
seemingly kind of
then,
just like went and came and was like whatever,
yeah,
like
and it's
whatever.
actually not even here right now.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Or I feel like everyone got pretty excited when we first saw that, and then it was like whatever, you know.
yeah. So Trump shot,
All right.
Trump elected, 100K, and then I think the biggest topic of discussion would be strategic Bitcoin reserve.
Right, or the
That's
crypto
the,
reserve, depending on how
yeah,
you see it. Yeah,
that's the most
yeah, for
like,
sure.
I'd say, uh, opinionated thing we can talk about. So,
Right, right. Let's start off with that story in the beginning, which is Trump going to the Bitcoin conference
oh yeah, that
back
I
in
guess is
July and
another, yeah,
stuff.
that's
Like
another
he
thing.
didn't back when we did this Sat Chat, that was not even in the realm of thought was Trump going to the Bitcoin conference. This was before, I think the last Sat Chat we did was even before 2023. I'm trying to think. No, it wouldn't have been. It was yeah. But still, so yes, 2024, Bitcoin 2024 wasn't at all like being thought of at that point. So Trump wasn't, considered like a possibility. And then it was like 2 months beforehand, not even 2 months. It was like a month beforehand where they were just like, Trump's coming. And it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then he just like shows up.
Should you tell them the story about your little souvenir?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, yeah. I have Trump's uh uh what's the word? Lint roller.
Lint roller, slightly used.
Slightly used lint roller. It's got his hairs on it, I would think,
Could
because
be a
apparently
mini.
he needed it before the conference. So like the conference, putting together a conference around Trump was crazy. I mean, you just have like the Secret Service doing stuff, and then you have Trump himself. Like, he was supposed to come out at a certain time, and he came out like 2 hours later. And like, of course, the logistics of getting everyone into that room before that
Sure, that
moment
nightmare.
and then like holding them in the room for 2 hours, like telling them no, you can't leave because we don't know when Trump's gonna come. It was like, oh come on, it was
Damn, what
craziness,
if someone had to use like the bathroom? They just could
There were
leave, but they
bathrooms in
can't.
that.
Oh, okay.
There were bathrooms in that auditorium. I had to use the bathroom at one point, and I was like scared that Trump was gonna fucking come out,
Oh, here he comes. You're like in the bathroom, and
like
everyone's like,
in the bathroom.
here he
Seriously.
is.
Yeah,
That's
no,
so
because it was
funny.
so hype when he came out. It was really hype. Um, Not for any I mean, like, there were definitely a lot of people who came who were like, I need to see Trump. Like, as soon as we announced him, like, people were like, I need to see Trump. And then there are people who, like, are Bitcoiners who don't care that much.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would definitely wait 2 hours to see him live like that, see what he's like.
Yeah, it was totally worth it in the historical sense that he had just gotten shot a week earlier, and that was his first public appearance at, like, a semi-rally thing since that. I mean, I think he did like some sort of like Senate thing where the like senators saw him, but like nobody in the public was allowed near him until our event. So like, it was his first public event after he got shot, and like, he announced there that they were going to do like a strategic Bitcoin reserve where they like buy Bitcoin for America.
Right.
Like you can't beat that, I guess. Like in terms of like historical
Yeah.
momentum for Bitcoin,
Yeah,
it's
well,
uh,
now
it's
you
pretty
go to
crazy.
today. I mean, I don't know how many times they're gonna fucking announce it. Like, it's like whoever, I mean, I woke up to the price and it was like 95K after being like 85. And then it just went right back down to 85K. I feel like that announcement was so like it's like yeah, he might have made it official, but it was really to pump the shitcoin bags that he fucking was talking about. Like it's so
Yeah, so
obvious. Go ahead.
yeah, like the caveat to the SBR, to the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, is that it's not. He added a bunch of like random cryptos to it. Oh, we have our flag up. We gotta put down the PvP flag.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, he added a bunch of like random cryptos to it. It's like,
ETH, ADA, Ripple, and Solana. It's
yeah, like the
so
worst ones too.
yeah.
God, not that there's like really a great one to have, but just in terms of any, like,
Yeah, I was just listening to the Money Matters podcast today. I guess if you want to timeline it, it would be the Monday before today, which is March 5th. But yeah, it's like really like rip like well, first off, I mean there's obviously four shitty ones, but I think the worst two have got to be XRP and ADA, fucking
yeah,
Cardano.
that's Charles Hoskins,
Yeah,
right? And that's
so
like just the worst,
yeah,
most shitcoiner of all shitcoiners.
the only one that has utility is Solana, and that's for gambling. So it's literally
Yeah,
like,
that's like the utility of
oh, they have,
Solana is that you can
yeah,
trade really quickly on
yeah.
it.
So that's, I mean, people do use Solana, but it's literally because it's almost forced that you need to use it to gamble, which is like, it's like, is that a really good representation of what the United States wants to stand behind as a gambling like thing like that? It's like usually they're, you
Yeah,
know,
it's so like
for such a conservative like group of people, it's crazy that well, it's crazy that they would even like get behind Bitcoin, right? 'Cause I feel like it's I mean it's time to
right.
change, but like to get behind like a gambling like meme shitcoin, you'd think they would be like super conservative with their like cryptocurrency like Bitcoin reserves. So it's so obvious. It's so obvious that obviously these guys helped him get into
Yeah,
office, and he's
someone is
yeah,
like
yeah,
influencing this.
he's paying them back. He's paying them back, and it's just
Yeah,
it's
yes.
all like yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's disappointing in the sense that like it'd be good to see Bitcoin first, but also like I try to think back to like when we were shitcoiners, like before Bitcoin only times in like 2019 stuff, 2020, all that, and like I would have just been stoked about like the quote unquote like crypto freedom. Not like that crypto was good, but just the fact that they weren't going to imprison people for like using it. Because at one point everyone was like, if you've ever touched cryptocurrency, you're going to go to jail or some bullshit like that, you know?
yeah, the conspiracies and shit. So I
Yeah, and
mean,
they were
yeah,
just like,
it's good to at
yeah.
least see,
I guess it's better than like what we could have expected from Kamala Harris, right?
right? Like I saw a tweet. I don't know why it made so much sense, but it was like Bitcoin was like at like 90K, probably like just kind of like around where it is right now. And someone tweeted and they're like, dude, if Kamala was president, we'd be at fucking 40. Like, we'd be chilling at 40 right now. It's like, dude, I mean, I don't even, yeah, we don't even need to think about that because it's not going to happen.
Seriously, seriously, thank goodness.
But
Like,
yeah, I'm hoping that maybe, I don't know. Apparently, Michael Saylor is going to go this Friday on the 7th. And they're going
yeah,
to be talking or something. And I really hope he just Giga Chads them and just be like, yo, you guys are idiots. But he's also going to be in the same room, I'm assuming, as like the Cardano and XRP people. So, he's got to, kind of argue with them, I'm
he's got to play
assuming.
politics.
Yeah, he's got to play politics. And
That's rough, and
he's
that's
probably going to make him
you've
sound
heard
really
recently.
stupid.
I don't think. I mean, I personally don't think he's going to do it because you've heard recently that he's toned down a little bit of the rhetoric from himself about like Bitcoin only, and I feel like that's a move on purpose. I think he would rather see any reserve with Bitcoin in it than like try to push the Bitcoin bill too much and get it kicked out or something or something bad happen. Like, I think he
Michael
is just
Saylor?
yeah. I think his political
Really?
game is like he's willing to acquisize or whatever the fuck word is to like to give in to the crypto crowd a little bit
That's really
if
interesting.
to win for Bitcoin, but I don't know that for sure. I'm kind of guessing at that, but I would believe that he still has his own convictions about shitcoins and Bitcoin. I just don't know if he is willing to like jeopardize his own political capital right now in order to like push Bitcoin only as like the way it has to be.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Jack Mahler's, I literally was just listening to him. He's like pissed. He's like, dude, if you're gonna like have shitcoins in it, just don't even fucking do it. Like, fuck you. Like
Yeah,
I don't
Jack
care. Don't
Mallers
even
is just
fucking do
so
it.
pure Bitcoiner, you
But
know?
it's like, I mean, yeah, I don't really. I mean, I agree with that, right? Like that's obviously like a true statement. But it's like I'm also 24 and I want money. You know, I want my net worth to increase. But that's a stupid way to think about it.
You agree with Jack, but you want your net worth to increase, is
You're
what you're
right.
saying?
Like I want. I mean,
You want the bags to be pumped.
yeah. Like I mean, at the base core of it all, yeah. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I
at
see
the
what
end of
you're
the
saying.
day, it's the government's first cycle, so they're just gonna have to learn.
Yeah, they're either gonna. Yeah, yeah. That's a really interesting way to think about it. Like, if you think of the government as just like their own individual,
Yeah,
and what does every individual end up doing? They have to shitcoin and hit the stove to understand what's wrong with it. You know.
yeah. It's
Otherwise, you're just
so
like
complex.
mindlessly believing that people are right about the shitcoins, which I can understand is not easy to do because it's like, oh, they say it's bad, but like look at all these numbers and things that say it's good, and like you got to touch the stove for
I
sure.
think it's
That's a funny way
harder
to
to
look at it.
explain. It's like harder to explain the difference between Bitcoin and crypto. Um, it's harder to explain that difference between like just explaining what crypto is supposed to be. Like ETH claims decentralized. All these people use decentralized as like this keyword, but none of them are, right? So it's like when people explain crypto, they think of like they just say like, oh, decentralized, you don't need a bank, blah blah blah. But it's like
Yeah,
all these are centralized like just tokens. They're just like centralized little things that people just made up. So it's just really
yeah.
difficult to explain the nuances between the two to someone who's like really
Yeah, and then
ignorant on the
like that
topic.
is an abstract concept until you've seen what that actually means in practice. Like until
Yeah.
you've seen like what centralization feels like for a coin, right? Because like it's easy to say fiat's centralized, but like it's like swimming in water where it's like permanent. Like you just don't know, you never understand it. But with a coin, it's so easy to see when things are owned by like a single individual or group or whatever, because they'll just dump or they'll pump or they'll do whatever, you know? Like
Yeah.
they they will they will print as much as they want basically, and yeah, it's interesting to think about it that way. Like the government's gonna have to shitcoin in order to really figure it out.
Yeah.
It's
And then it's gonna suck because I mean, watch this happen. Like, what? Let's just say like.
we have to talk like looking at each other.
Like that one, yeah.
Yeah.
But like watch this happen, dude. It's gonna really suck if this happens. If let's just say he does a five-way split of money between those five cryptocurrencies, and then
Mm.
he just loses a ton of taxpayer money on the shitcoins, and then everyone who's like somewhat
They're gonna hate
yeah, they're gonna
it.
hate it. They're gonna be like, this is so stupid, and then Bitcoin's gonna be involved in that. So
I
it's
know,
just like
I
really
know. It's
disappointing.
a really bad look.
Oh my God, Casey, I think we have a problem ahead of us. What is that? The shark
I
or
think it's just
something?
a shark. I think it's just a shark.
Oh,
Yeah.
like the flaming shark. But
Yeah, I guess we should give some context as to like what we're actually doing right now. We're playing
oh
a game
yeah, we're
called Sea
playing
of
Sea of
Thieves,
Thieves.
but we're not actually playing. I think
Yeah, we're
we've
just
decided
saying.
that this is just a better background versus the golfing, which was a
Or
little
just
like it's
the single frame of a
yeah, and like it's so
two-dimensional
static,
studio.
like with you like swinging and stuff, and us swinging, and like it's just like static. I've never seen this shark before,
Yeah, it's new. It's like a part of the battle pass or whatever.
but yeah, that's the context of the
I'm
game.
hoping
It's
like
just a nice sail game.
at least like a huge. Uh oh. Fuck.
Oh, there it is.
But
Were
yeah,
you
I'm
gonna say
hoping
something about Bitcoin or about
like a huge majority is like free Bitcoin, like a significant majority in Bitcoin.
yeah, ideally. According to the Cantor Fitzgerald guy, Howard Lutnick, who's the Treasury Secretary, he says that it's going to be Bitcoin heavily, and like Bitcoin's going to stand out amongst that group. So
Really?
that's what he says. You know,
I mean,
That's
maybe
what he
they
says.
just.
And he is the one who's responsible for creating the strategic reserve. So if anyone knows
I
what it's
mean,
going to look like, it would be him.
dude, what if it was just like, what if Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, what if Donald Trump is just smarter than we think and he has like decently smart people around him where he's like, they're like, yeah, like Bitcoin would be smart to just only have that on it, but these guys did help you get into office, so let's just pump their bags. We'll tell them beforehand that we're going to announce it. Let's just pump their bags and then just like get rid of them.
And just like drop it.
Well, yeah, maybe put like a little bit, but like nothing crazy. I don't know. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god. Oh, it lets us on
Fucking
fire.
boat on fire.
Fucking Christ. Jesus. Patch up whatever's down here, I guess. Oh my god, he left like 4 holes. Yeah, I don't know. It's been since the last Satoshi chats. What's your thoughts on Bitcoin, Jack? Like, do you think we're in a better position? Because last time we were at 43K, and we ended up going to 100K very shortly afterwards. So I feel like we were in a good position. Like, do you think we're in a similar position now, or do you think it's less likely that we're gonna like pump to like 200, something like that?
No, I think I don't know. It's always like every single bull market. It's just like I'd say the only outlier bull market is when we went from like 1,000 to 20,000. That was just insane, and it didn't really. I don't know. I don't think anything's ever gonna happen like that again. If we're still in cycle theory and that is still how it works, maybe 200, 250. But I don't know. Some people, you could argue the fact that, you know, like once it's on the treasury, like it's kind of like gold where it doesn't really, you know.
Right. Like, it's not gonna
Yeah.
like suddenly just like drop.
Yeah.
I
Like
definitely think that's true just in general right now with like the ETFs and stuff. Like, it's the odds that it would like just go down to like really low is just it's so small.
yeah, I feel like there's definitely less. I don't know.
Shoot at
There's
this
gonna be
thing.
less volatility, I feel like, but you never know. Because it's
No,
like
I agree.
it's just like the stock market. Like, if the government holds a huge
What the fuck?
portion of oh well, oh my god, might have to abandon ship here.
I think we just need to outrun this thing. Let's face the wind and just. Holy shit.
If the government holds like a huge portion of Bitcoin, they're gonna do anything in their. Uh oh, we're by a beach.
Shit. Oh yeah, we are.
Oh.
Here, just I'll turn this out.
If the government has like a huge position of Bitcoin, they're gonna do everything in their power to like not make that dump, I guess. I
Like,
don't know.
yeah, dump. Yeah, 100%. They would rather buy it and maintain the liquidity and keep buying
Or they
cheaper
dump it on
Bitcoin and shit.
purpose, yeah, to dump it and just buy cheap Bitcoin. So you never
I don't
know.
know. It's interesting.
Whatever you think they could just, they're gonna be way more patient and wait. They don't like care. They have no emotions related to that government money because they just don't. It's not their money.
It's not even their money. Yeah.
So they have bigger balls than any fucking holder out there.
Bigger balls
probably.
and more money,
Yeah.
which is interesting. You know, it's crazy. All right. Let's go. Let's go to that port right in front of us, and let's grab some fishing stuff, and we'll just fish. We'll just like
Alright.
park the boat. But yeah, I mean, strategic Bitcoin reserve is interesting. I don't think like it's something that is like the most important thing to Bitcoin in the long run, but
I mean, like, what are they gonna have? Like 10,000 Bitcoin? I mean, that's
like I almost wonder if like do you think MicroStrategy would be more significant in terms of holder, like just like being a big holder?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Unless like the U.S. really like doubles down on Bitcoin and really believes that like it's gonna be like, like they believe in it, it's gonna be hard to get over 500,000, unless they really fucking pump it. Because that's what
Right, like
Sailor
who
has.
has that liquidity to pump it?
Sailor has
Only
500,000 Bitcoin. Like the price is gonna go crazy. Shortly followed by a probably pretty huge crash.
yeah, yeah, highly likely that
Like imagine trying to get
whatever pump
half a
we see,
million
it'd be
Bitcoin,
crazy.
and then all of a sudden, no one's trying to get 500,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, like who's gonna buy at that level? Like retail's gonna be like, I have no fucking ability to purchase this thing.
Yeah,
Like I don't think we'll ever get over the mental barrier of a Bitcoin being too valuable for people to buy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like people are always gonna think of it as in terms of the price of a Bitcoin and not like buying sats and stacking sats, you
yeah.
know?
I mean, imagine some sort of legislation where like, but it's like we are now referring to Bitcoin as Sats. Like we do
Right,
not
so that everyone
refer.
understands better.
Yeah, because then people will be like, oh, I could get, 1,000 Sats for this much. Not feel like they're getting, But also fuck those people. They don't understand.
Right, like they shouldn't have Bitcoin, I guess. I don't know. It's interesting to think about for sure.
Don't we have to get bait or something?
Yeah, we need to just get a bait thing. Let's think about what else is going on in the world since our last time we talked. Um, you know, what's your read on the economy these days? Think it's
Uh,
better, worse?
I don't know.
Is
Probably.
Donald Trump gonna save us? You know, he's got a lot of tariffs going.
I don't know. Honestly. Um, I think he's gonna, probably purposefully weaken the dollar.
You
But
think
that's good.
so?
Yeah. But that's good for Bitcoin. I mean, that's good for assets.
Right.
I can't find a bait to save my life.
Got some leeches, some grubs. People are just like, if they ever watch this video, like it's just gonna be us like talking and like digging for fucking
Oh,
worms.
crap, leeches. Let's see what I got on my fishing pole here.
All right, I've got some bait.
Forgot how to fucking play this game. Go.
All right.
Fishing.
Gonna throw out a little fucking grub here.
Look at that boat.
It's pretty nice.
The boat name is Peter Skiff.
Right. This is probably a much better podcast, like viewing experience versus like a constantly
Right.
shaking boat. Maybe this should be the vibe. Just every time we podcast, just
I got
fish
a
and
sunny
watch
splash still poking at my.
the same. Got that. Hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. I wonder what do you think we should keep up a more consistent Satoshi chat schedule, or do you think like the yearly
Good.
update is
I
doesn't
don't
have to
know.
be like super duper often, but I feel like maybe once every couple months, because then there's like
Yeah.
at least a good amount of news to talk about.
Yeah.
Like I think we've been sailing now for like 45 minutes or something, and we just covered a year of stuff. So
Yeah. Let's see what I liked on Twitter recently.
Yeah.
I usually keep my likes pretty limited to things that I truly like. Oh, Ross got free. That's another thing.
That's a good thing to talk about. I remember I wrote an article about Tommy's Ross installation in 2022 in Nashville, and I never really thought that like we would free him. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I had like hope, I had desire, like I believed,
Right.
I wanted it, but like you're telling me that like you really thought that the government was gonna free him? Like I didn't believe it. I didn't think that was gonna happen unless like something happened. But then right before Trump showed up to the Bitcoin conference, that was what he said at some Libertarian Party thing, and then sure enough at the Bitcoin conference he said it again.
Yeah, that was pretty
And then
surprising.
boom.
I don't know who was the guy to really make it happen.
Who were the it was Bitcoin Magazine, realistically, and Lynn, his mom. She, through us and probably a couple other connections, Lynn knew Trump's team and all of that, and they got to talking and stuff. But Bitcoin Magazine did play a pretty big role in
Do
facilitating
you think
that.
he's got a bunch of cash, as in Bitcoin?
Yeah,
How
I
do you
don't
think
know.
how do you think he, yeah, like what? Or, I mean, I guess it would have been tracked, right? They would have known if he has Bitcoin.
Maybe, you know, why, you know, I doubt, like, he probably had some level of addresses that people didn't know were his, you know?
Maybe. I also don't really see, I mean, I don't know
Oh,
if
you're on fire.
I don't know if I'm true or not, or right, or
Uh-oh,
correct.
I'm on fire.
But I also don't really see him as like a full-blown Bitcoiner.
Well, didn't he immediately release a shitcoin or something?
Yeah, some stupid thing like that. Like, I don't really see, I
Yeah.
mean, in
He's
anything,
not like a Bitcoiner, you know? He's not like
yeah,
Adam Back or anything. He's just like a person who was
a
a Bitcoin innovator,
libertarian,
you know? Like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like, I can respect that he
Right, like he rarely
was
ever
the
talks about
first.
Bitcoin. Like, I don't think he really ever has.
He did. He did in an interview, like with, remember, you know, the one that we showed at the Bitcoin conference in 2021.
Really?
That was like one of the first time. And then I think he wrote about it actually in some Bitcoin Magazine articles that we posted years back, where we had asked him like what Bitcoin like why he innovated on Bitcoin and stuff. So he's talked about it a little bit before, mostly with Bitcoin Magazine.
Interesting. I want him to go on
But
the Joe
yeah,
Rogan
he's not.
podcast.
What's that?
I want him to go on Joe Rogan. I think that would be appropriate.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. That would be crazy if he went on Joe Rogan. It'd be so sick to hear his full story on Joe Rogan. But I'm sure he's probably got like a million podcast offers right now to go on, different things. He's got to come up with a good product to sell first, you know?
Yeah.
Got to register the LLC. I mean, I would, just honestly, just because then at least you can capitalize on doing the sort of media tour that's expected of you, you know?
Ooh, nice little sunny tail.
I've got a trophy right now. Big old boy.
How do you get that? It's just chance.
Yeah, yeah, it's just true.
All right, should we end it there? That's a
Yeah, I think
decent
this is
amount.
a good spot to end. I feel like we went over the last year pretty good. I feel like we'll probably check in sometime closer to the summer, you know, maybe like in a
Yeah.
month or two. Do a little sat chat and see what the price is at. Especially, I mean, I feel like right now we're at this like 90K, and in 2 months we're either going to be lower or higher. I don't think we're going to be at the same point. I don't know why, but I could be wrong about
I
that.
feel
But
like we're gonna be a
you know what
lot
I mean?
higher.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like it has to be something.
I
I feel
feel
like
like we're
we're
gonna be going crazy in the summer.
yeah. So definitely by like say we do this like in April again. Like I think
My
by then it's going to
prediction,
be like
126, July 1st. I'll say
July
that.
1st. Okay, that
126.
means we need to stream on like right before that to see if and check in and see if it happens.
Ooh, I got a trophy.
But I like this setup with the sailing and stuff and the fishing.
Yeah.
It's just chill, easy podcast. So definitely we'll check back in a couple months.
I'll go June 15th.
Wow, June 15th for 126K, you said?
Yeah. Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
that's not too far off. Like, we hit,
It's
like, at one
not.
point we
It
hit
could it could
110K,
be
so...
that in like a week.
Yeah, no, it could be that overnight, for sure. Alright, well, cheers to Satoshi Chats, episode 27.
There we go. All right.
Indeed.